Have you ever wished you could understand someone without them saying a word? Imagine stepping into a crowded room where voices overlap like waves, but beneath the surface, the truth of every soul is revealed in silence. Stoicism teaches us that reality is not hidden in words, but in presence, reaction, and subtle expression. Just as the stars reveal themselves only when the night is dark enough, people reveal themselves through body language, eyes, and gestures. In this video, we will journey through timeless Stoic wisdom to uncover 6 methods that allow you to read others with clarity, without judgment, without intrusion, but with profound understanding. The question is not whether people speak the truth. The question is, can you see it? Think of the last time you met someone new. You smiled, exchanged polite words, but deep inside you wondered, can I trust this person? What are they truly feeling? In a world where stress, anxiety, and pressure dominate, we often struggle to decode others. Misunderstandings spark conflict. Assumptions build walls. And yet, Stoic philosophy whispers that if we observe without rushing to judgment, we will see people as they truly are. Their posture, their eyes, their tone, all of these are clues, written in silence, waiting to be read. You don't need magic. You need presence. You need perspective. And above all, you need patience. These are the tools of a Stoic observer. Stoicism, the philosophy of Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, is not about cold detachment. It is about clear vision. It teaches us that the world is not controlled by what others say or do, but by how we perceive and respond. Reading people without words is not manipulation. It is wisdom. It is learning to notice, to pause, to see beyond the mask. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. When you learn to observe with a Stoic eye, you move past assumptions and step into truth. These 6 principles will show you how to read body language, eyes, expressions, tone, gestures, and space, with calm clarity and profound strength. By the end of this video, you will carry with you a powerful Stoic toolkit for reading people in any situation. Whether it's in the workplace, in relationships, or in moments of conflict, you'll learn how to perceive without bias, to understand without judgment, and to respond with wisdom. These 6 timeless methods will not only help you see others clearly, they will help you strengthen your own inner calm. Because reading people is not just about them. It is about you, your ability to remain steady, thoughtful, and free from illusion. This is not a trick. This is philosophy in action. Welcome to Stoic Miracles. Principle 1: Body language. The first Stoic method of reading people begins with the body, the language spoken without words. Every movement, posture, and gesture tells a story. Epictetus taught us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. Reactions are etched into the body before they are spoken in words. The way a person stands, the tilt of their shoulders, the openness or closure of their arms. All of these are silent signals of the inner state. The Stoic observer does not judge too quickly, but notices with clarity. Sometimes crossed arms mean defensiveness. Sometimes they simply mean someone is cold. To see clearly, we must look deeper, beyond surface assumptions. Epictetus reminds us, men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them. This truth applies not only to events, but also to people. Our perceptions of body language are often colored by our biases. A slouched posture might be seen as weakness, but it could also be exhaustion or simple rest. The Stoic way is to pause, observe, and ask, what else could this mean? By stepping back, we strip away judgment and see with fairness. To read people accurately, we must first learn to read our own assumptions. Imagine a Roman senator entering the forum. His shoulders are square, his hands open, his feet firmly directed toward his audience. Without a word, he announces confidence and presence. Now imagine another, hunched, arms folded, gaze down. He speaks with authority, but his body betrays unease. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, and the body, too, becomes dyed with the state of the soul. Just as soldiers read the stance of their commander before the battle begins, so too can we read the unspoken truth of those before us, if we look with patient eyes. In today's world, body language still speaks before words do. At the office, someone may say, "I'm fine," but their restless fidgeting tells another story. A friend may smile, yet their slouched shoulders reveal their hidden weight. The Stoic practice is to notice without rushing, to observe with empathy instead of assumption. When you walk into a meeting, watch where people's feet point. Toward you shows engagement, away shows withdrawal. When you listen without judgment, you will see not only discomfort but also sincerity. By reading posture, gestures, and stance, you uncover what words often hide. This awareness builds trust, clarity, and a calmer response. Principle 2. Eye movement. The eyes are often called the window to the soul, and the Stoics would agree. Seneca taught that character is revealed through actions, but the eyes reveal something even more immediate: presence. A steady, calm gaze signals confidence and engagement. Eyes that dart, blink excessively, or avoid contact often point to anxiety, distraction, or concealment. The Stoic observer doesn't jump to accuse, but learns to notice. When someone looks at you with clarity, they are giving you their attention. When their gaze drifts, so does their truth. To read eyes is to read presence itself. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." The same is true with our assumptions about others' eyes. If someone avoids eye contact, we may imagine dishonesty, when often it is shyness, fear, or fatigue. Stoicism teaches us to resist extremes, neither over-trusting nor over-doubting. Balanced observation allows us to see eye contact for what it is, a reflection of presence. When someone meets your gaze calmly, it is a gift of trust. When they turn away, it may be self-protection, not deception. The eyes speak truth, but only if we listen without prejudice. Picture a Roman general before battle. He meets the eyes of his soldiers, not with words, but with a steady, fearless gaze. That single moment binds them in trust. Now picture a senator accused in the forum. His eyes dart, his blinks quicken, his gaze refuses to settle. Though his words claim innocence, his eyes betray his turmoil. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Look well into yourself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if you will always look." The eyes reveal not only truth to others, but strength to ourselves. To meet another's gaze is to share presence, and to meet your own gaze is to claim integrity. In modern life, eyes still speak louder than words. A coworker might say, "I'm listening," but if their gaze is distant, their mind is elsewhere. A friend might smile, yet their eyes reveal sadness they won't admit. Stoicism invites us to observe with compassion, not suspicion. Balanced eye contact signals trust. Too little may show fear. Too much may hint at control. Notice the direction of someone's gaze. Up and right may mean imagination. Left may mean memory. The more we practice this, the sharper our perception becomes. Reading eyes is not about catching lies. It's about seeing presence, truth, and humanity more clearly. Principle 3. Microexpressions. Microexpressions are the fleeting shadows of the soul, appearing for less than a second before vanishing. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Yet even the strongest will cannot always mask emotion. A flash of anger, a flicker of fear, a wrinkle of disdain. These appear uninvited, revealing what words conceal. To the Stoic observer, these tiny sparks are windows into hidden truths. They teach us to see not only the mask, but the humanity beneath it. Observing microexpressions is like reading lightning in a storm, brief, but illuminating. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Microexpressions dye the face with feelings before reason can intervene. A tightened jaw reveals suppressed anger. A twitch of the lip unveils disdain. Stoicism trains us to master our own reactions, but in others, these brief signs reveal inner conflict. Observing without judgment, we see humanity raw and unfiltered. We learn that behind every mask, there is always a story, and even the shortest glance can uncover it. Imagine a Roman senator accused unjustly. He rises to defend himself, his voice calm, his words sharp, but for an instant, his lips curl with contempt. That fleeting moment betrays his true feelings. Or imagine a modern leader, assuring his team everything is fine, yet a flicker of fear flashes across his eyes before he hides it. These tiny signs, though invisible to most, reveal the truth beneath polished speeches. Just as cracks in marble statues remind us they were once carved by hand, micro-expressions remind us that no mask is perfect. Truth always escapes, if only for a heartbeat. In today's world, micro-expressions remain the most honest signals of emotion. A coworker says, "I'm fine," yet a flicker of sadness crosses their eyes. A partner insists they are calm, but their jaw clenches for a split second. Stoicism teaches us not to accuse, but to observe compassionately. By training our perception, we begin to notice these flashes of truth. They do not expose weakness, they reveal humanity. And when we learn to see them, we respond not with judgment, but with wisdom and care. In recognizing others more deeply, we also strengthen our own clarity. Principle 4. Tone of voice. The next Stoic method for reading people lies not in their words, but in how they speak them, the tone of voice. Epictetus once noted that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we may listen more than we speak. The tone of a person often reveals more than the message itself. A calm, steady voice reflects control and confidence. A trembling or rushed tone uncovers nervousness, fear, or hidden unrest. The Stoic listener does not rush to judge, but hears the music beneath the words. Tone is the soul's echo, and if we listen closely, it tells us more than sentences ever can. Epictetus reminded us, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." To a Stoic, listening is an act of wisdom. In a trembling tone, you may hear hidden fear. In deliberate pauses, you may sense guarded truth. Stoicism trains us to notice without being consumed, to perceive without rushing to react. Tone reveals what words try to conceal: hesitation, confidence, or unrest. To master listening is to master understanding, and in that mastery lies freedom. Imagine a Roman soldier addressing his men before battle. His words are few, but his voice is steady, resonant, unshaken. Confidence spreads like fire. Now picture a modern leader claiming calm while his voice rushes, breaking at the edges. Though his words promise certainty, his tone betrays unease. Seneca taught that true character shines in presence, and presence is carried in the voice. Tone is not just sound. It is energy, revealing whether one is grounded or unsettled. The voice does not lie. It carries the truth of the heart in every note. Today, tone of voice still reveals the unseen. A coworker may say, "Everything's fine," but their trembling pitch betrays unease. A friend may insist on calm while their rushed words shout anxiety. Stoicism invites us to listen beyond the surface. A flat monotone may signal disengagement, while a warm, varied tone reflects true presence. When we practice hearing tone with Stoic patience, we uncover emotions hidden beneath language. We learn not to react hastily, but to respond with clarity and compassion. To read tone is to listen with wisdom, to hear the truth beneath the noise. Principle 5. Hand gestures. Hands often reveal what words conceal. Stoicism reminds us that clarity and transparency are virtues, and gestures are one of the clearest reflections of inner truth. Exposed palms signal honesty and openness, while hidden hands suggest defensiveness or concealment. A person may speak calmly, but if their fingers fidget restlessly, their body tells another story. The Stoic observer learns to see gestures not as random motion, but as signs of presence, tension, or sincerity. Our hands are extensions of our thoughts. They cannot easily disguise what the heart feels. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Our hands, too, are dyed with the truth of our minds. Rigid, clenched gestures reflect inner tension. Smooth, Open movements show calmness and trust. Just as Stoicism urges us to align thought and action, the body mirrors this alignment through gestures. To read hands is to read the unspoken alignment or misalignment between what is said and what is felt. Where words may mislead, gestures often remain sincere. Picture a Roman orator standing in the forum. His words carry weight, but it is his hands, open, steady, expressive, that hold the attention of the crowd. The openness of his palms signals trust, while his deliberate movements carry conviction. Now imagine another figure, hiding his hands behind his back, shifting nervously. The crowd senses hesitation even if his speech is eloquent. Like cracks in marble, restless gestures reveal hidden uncertainty. The Stoics understood that gestures are the body's testimony, often more authentic than rehearsed speeches. In modern life, hand gestures remain powerful signals. In meetings, open palms build trust while hidden hands create suspicion. Nervous fidgeting, tapping fingers, twisting rings, betrays anxiety even when words sound confident. Stoicism teaches us to observe with patience, not judgment. By watching gestures, we can see alignment between words and truth. A leader who speaks with steady, purposeful gestures inspires confidence. A friend whose hands tremble reveals unspoken struggles. When we see clearly, we respond with empathy, creating deeper connection and understanding. Principle 6. Personal space. The last Stoic method for reading people lies not in words or gestures, but in distance, the silent language of personal space. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the importance of boundaries, both in mind and body. How close someone chooses to stand reveals comfort, trust, or unease. Step too near, and you may trigger defense. Keep too far, and you may show disinterest. To the Stoic observer, proximity is not random, it is meaning. Personal space is the invisible line where inner and outer worlds meet, and respecting it reveals true understanding. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Just as thoughts shape the mind, distance shapes relationships. To invade space is to demand control. To withdraw is to signal fear or caution. Stoicism teaches balance, respecting boundaries without suspicion, allowing closeness without domination. Personal space is not emptiness. It is communication without words. Observing it with patience, we read not only others' comfort, but also their trust. The way people move closer or further reveals their silent truth. Picture a Roman general with his soldiers. At first, they stand at respectful distance, watching. As trust builds, they move closer, forming a circle around him, ready to follow. Now imagine another scene. A senator pressing too close to an opponent in the forum, trying to dominate with presence alone. One builds loyalty, the other sparks resentment. Stoicism reminds us, boundaries respected create harmony, boundaries violated breed conflict. Space speaks silently, but with force, shaping trust, fear, or respect long before words are spoken. In modern life, personal space remains a hidden conversation. A colleague who leans in may feel trust, or may seek control. A friend who keeps distance may be shy, not unfriendly. Stoicism invites us to observe without rushing to judgment. Notice who steps forward with warmth, who steps back with caution, and how this changes over time. Respecting space builds comfort and connection, while ignoring it erodes trust. To read personal space is to read the unspoken map of relationships, guiding us toward empathy, balance, and wisdom in every encounter. We have traveled through 6 Stoic methods of reading people: body language, eye movement, microexpressions, tone of voice, hand gestures, and personal space. Each is a silent language, revealing truth beyond words. Stoicism teaches us not to rush into judgment, but to observe with patience. The world often hides behind masks, but by watching carefully, we learn to see through them, not with suspicion, but with clarity. These principles are not tricks, they are timeless tools, reminding us that wisdom lies in perception, and perception begins with stillness. To read people is not about control, it is about compassion. When you see the signs of unease, you can respond with kindness. When you notice trust, you can honor it. Stoicism empowers us to remain calm observers in a chaotic world. You do not need to react to every gesture or tone. You need only to see clearly. The more you practice, the sharper your perception becomes. And with perception comes power, the power to act with wisdom, patience, and strength, even when the world shouts for haste. Here is your Stoic exercise. For the next week, practice observing one principle each day. Watch posture on Monday. Notice eyes on Tuesday. Train your ear for tone on Wednesday. Pay attention to gestures on Thursday. Observe micro-expressions on Friday. And on the weekend, reflect on personal space. Keep a journal, note what you see, and how it changes your understanding. This is not about catching others. It is about sharpening your awareness. By practicing, you grow calmer, clearer, and closer to truth. As we close, remember, the Stoic way is not about reading people to judge, but to understand. Every gesture, every glance, every tone is a whisper of truth. When you learn to see without illusion, you not only understand others, you master yourself. Carry this wisdom into your daily life, and let clarity be your strength. This is Stoic Miracles, where ancient philosophy meets modern resilience. Until next time, observe clearly, live wisely, and let your calm become your greatest power.